Good morning. I am going to talk to you about simplifying expressions with math properties. Okay, so first property is associative property of addition, and that just tells us when we're adding terms, the grouping symbols, which of course we know is parentheses, will not impact the solution. So it's telling us we can move them from one set of numbers to another, and we're going to get the same thing. Okay, so we can prove that by solving. So I have 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. Why is it equal sign there? Okay, and then we have 4 plus 1, which is 5, plus 3, which does equal 8. Okay, we can look at our second example. 2 plus 9 is 11, plus 7, which is 18. And then we have 2 plus 7, which is 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. So it does not matter what order our grouping symbols are in. We can move on. All right. Associative property of multiplying basically says the same thing, except for now we're talking about multiplying. So we can move those parentheses from one pair of numbers to another, and it's not going to impact our answer. Okay, so let's prove that. So 8 times 4 is 32. 32 times 2 is 64. Okay, and then 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 8 is also 64. All right, our second example, we've got 3 times 3, which is 9. 9 times 6 is 54. And then we have 6 times 3, which is 18. 18 times 3 is also 54. Okay, so this property is true. Alright, so commutative property of addition, when adding terms, the order in which they are added can change. Okay, and you see our first example, we've just moved around our numbers. We commuted. Commute means to move around. So we're moving our numbers from one place to another. Alright, so let's see if we get the same thing. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 plus 6 is 14. Then we have 3 plus 6, which is 9. 9 plus 5 is 14. All right, we can do it with variables also. 2x plus 4x is 6x. 6x plus 7x is 13x. 4x plus 7x is 11x. 11x plus 2x gives us 13x. Okay, moving on. Commutative property of multiplying tells us the same thing. It's telling us we can change the order in which we're multiplying and we will still get the same answer. Okay, so starting with the first one, 3 times 5 is 15. 15 times 4 is 60. And then, of course, I've got 5 times 3, which is still 15, which 60. Okay, and we have 7 times 2, which is 14. 14 times 3 is 42. And then I have 2 times 3, which is 6. 6 times 7 is also 42. Okay. Here's our next one, distributive property. We've worked on distributive property a lot, so I'm just going to go through these. We can write an equivalent expression by expanding through distributing the number. Okay, we distribute by multiplying. Okay, so 4 times x is 4x, and then 4 times 4 is 16. All right, 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times 8 is 24y. 3 times 1 is 30. All right, some quick vocabulary to review. Okay, combining like terms. We simplify expressions by adding and subtracting our like terms. So here's our example. Remember I told you first thing, it always change to adding the opposite if you have subtracting. And then circle, square, triangle, your like terms. Okay? Alright, and then we're just going to put them together. So 4x plus negative 2x is 2x. And then we have 3y plus 6y, which is 9y. And then we have 7 plus 3, which is 10. All right, Equivalent expressions are two expressions that are equal, but they are written differently. And you can see our example. We've just done the distributive property. This is our factored form. 5 times 2x gives us the 10x, and then 5 times 3 equals 15. Alright, so now we're going to simplify and justify our answer using those properties. So those properties have different letters. Those are the letters we're going to use. Okay, so my first step is, of course, to do distributive property. Distributive property is letter E. Okay, so negative 3 times 4x is negative 12x. Negative 3 times 3, negative 9, and then plus 5x. Alright, next thing I got to do is commute to put together my like terms. So I'm going to do C next. So negative 12x plus 5x plus negative 9. Okay, and then, of course, I'm going to combine like terms, which is letter F, negative 7x plus negative 9. Okay, here's our next example. Okay, first thing again is distributive property, which is letter E. I'm going to distribute this to both of these. So I've got 3x plus 6y minus 4. Once I'm doing distributive property, I can get rid of those parentheses because they're only there because this entire expression is being added to this, but this has the distributive property we've got to do first. Okay, so 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 6 is negative 12. All right, my next step is to commute these so that I can have my like terms together. So 3x plus 2x plus 6y plus negative 4 plus negative 12. Okay, and then I'm combining like terms. So 5x plus 6y plus, I forgot my negative here, negative 16. Okay, those are next. So now it's asking us not to only justify, but now we've got to prove our answer. Okay, and we prove our answers by substituting values in for each variable. Okay, it shows us that they're equivalent. And then it's telling us these are our two numbers we're substituting in. So first thing we're going to do is to simplify and justify each step. Okay, this first one has this negative sign outside of parentheses. So the first thing I have to do again is distribute. So negative 1 times 3x is negative 3x. And then negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. And then I just bring the rest of my expression down. I, of course, have always told you guys go ahead and change to adding the opposite anytime you have subtraction. Okay. Our next step is again to commute by putting our numbers, our like terms together. So negative 3x plus 4x. Okay. 2y doesn't have anything to put with it, and then I have negative 2 and negative 10. And then I'm going to add them together, so combining like terms. So I have just x plus my 2y plus negative 12. Alright, so now we have to prove our answer by substituting. Alright, so I'm using my first expression, negative 3x plus 2 plus 4x plus 2y minus 10. And I just substitute the numbers in. So it's telling me x is 2 and y is 1. So every time I see x, I'm going to substitute a 2 in. Every time I see y, I'm going to substitute 1. So 3 times 2, because x is 2, plus 2. And then I've got 4 times 2 plus 2 times 1 minus 10. Okay, then I multiply first. So I've got 6 plus 2, and then 4 times 2, which is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, and then I go ahead and add. So 6 and 2 is negative 8, because I have to add my negative sign. Okay, and then 8 plus 2 is 10, minus 10 is 0. So this is, so this answer is negative 8. Okay, now I'm doing my other one, which is x plus 2y plus negative 12. Okay, substitute in. So I have 2 plus 2 times 1 plus negative 12. Right? So it's a multiply first. So 2 plus and then 2 is negative 12. Okay, that gives me 4 plus negative 12, which is negative 8. Okay, they are equal. So this is how we prove our answer. Alright, so the rest of these problems I want you guys to work out. I'm going to post another video with the answers shortly, or sometime later this afternoon. You can check your answers before doing your homework. If you have questions, let me know. And if I will be available at 2:15 if you need extra help. Okay, see you later.